Hello.
Can I just take your last name real quick?
Oaks, O-A-K-S.
Perfect. So your nav is programmed already to take you to your brake stop at the marina.
Okay.
I will give you this. It's a route card just as backup.
Okay.
There's also yellow directional signs along the route as a backup to the backup. If there's any content that you want to shoot with this specific unit, they're going to ask that you do that before you reach the end at Horseshoe Bay. They'll take the keys from you at that time. That's all I have. Did you grab all your luggage?
I do.
Awesome. Then once you leave here, you're just going to make a right and another immediate right.
All right, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah, take care. Okay.
In 400 feet, turn right to East 4th Street. In 0.1 miles at the end of the road, turn right to North I-35.
Alrighty, I am driving the new Ford Bronco. The 2021 Ford Bronco to be more specific. And this is not the Bronco Sport, this is the larger Bronco. And right now, I'm in Austin, Texas, trying to just find my way out of town.
North I-35.
Using a route that Ford has selected. To record this, I'm using my phone, and I'm using it in a cradle. Come on, Mercedes. I'm using it in, seriously, I'm using it in the cradle on the mount that they have up here on the dash. You know, for your phones and cameras and stuff like that, so. This thing is peppy. This engine feels very torquey. When I step on a gas, it feels like it's just gonna lunge forward and go. So today I'm driving the new 2021 Ford Bronco, and one of the things that I'm quickly noticing is that it has a pretty good ride to it. And if you've ever ridden in a Jeep Wrangler, then you kind of know what I'm talking about. When you ride in a Jeep Wrangler, you feel like you're in a utility vehicle. Where when I'm riding in the Bronco, I know that I'm riding in an adventure vehicle, an off-road vehicle, but it's comfortable. The seats are comfortable, it rides pretty well. So right now I'm in Austin, Texas, and I'm trying to, you know, work my way out of Austin in a route that Ford has selected for me to drive on, and we're going to make it our way out into the Texas Hill Country.
In 0.2 miles, your waypoint 3303
you know,
North
city driving is
Boulevard
just as
is on your
important
right.
as, you know, rural and off-road driving. So another thing I'm noticing here with this Bronco is that it's very peppy. When I step on the gas in this thing, I feel like I'm in a V8. This thing just wants to lunge forward and go.
In 0.5 miles, exit right to 45th Street.
Not only does this Bronco accelerate like a V8, it actually sounds like a V8.
Exit right to 45th Street.
I'm hearing a little bit of a whistle sound every so often. I'm not really sure if that's something in the drivetrain.
In 0.2 miles, keep left to West 45th Street and then turn left.
definitely hearing a wind whistle sound.
Exit right to 35th Street. In 0.2 miles, turn slight right to 35th Street West.
I would say
Turn slight right to 35th Street West.
the lady in my navigation keeps interrupting me. I would say that wind sound is something in the roof up there. Oh, that's pretty. That's a very pretty view right there.
You have reached your waypoint on your left 4230 Mount Bonnell Road. Proceed 1.4 miles on Mount Bonnell Road.
Wow, this Bronco, for a vehicle that's essentially intended to be an off-road vehicle, it handles these curves very well. And I don't know if you can hear it, but that whistling sound from the roof, that's going to get on my nerves after a while. So can you hear that whistling, squealing sound? It sounds like it's coming from the top right front area of the roof up there. I'm not sure, maybe the roof ain't properly latched down. What could be causing it? I'll have to look at it. Overall, I really like this new 2021 Ford Bronco. It's a great size. I've not had a chance to drive one of the early Broncos, the ones from the 60s and 70s, or early 70s, well actually most of the 70s. But I've been in full-size Broncos, I've been on Bronco 2s. Speaking of the Bronco 2, this Bronco is basically built around the Ford Ranger platform, or more importantly, probably what will happen is the next generation Ranger will be built more maybe around the Bronco platform. But regardless, they're going to share, components on they're going to share components on platform, much like the old Ranger and Bronco 2 did. Now, I'm not saying that I'm comparing this Bronco to the Bronco 2 because this Bronco was designed around the original Bronco from the 60s and 70s. So riding in Jeep Wranglers, they tend to have kind of a very utilitarian, kind of a rough ride. This has a really comfortable ride in it. It's got a great layout to the interior. It's got marine grade vinyl in it so that you can get it wet and not have to worry about it. It's got plugs down to the floor so you can easily wash this Bronco out, wash it.
In 0.5 miles, turn right.
Navigation's talking to me. I like the layout of it. Right up here in front of me, above the rearview mirror is where your upfitter switch is going to be. So, if you want to add things like off-road lights, accessories, that's where you would wire all those in.
In 0.2 miles, turn right to River Place Boulevard.
And I got to pause here briefly so I can pay attention to my directions.
Turn right to River Place Boulevard. In 0.3 miles, turn left.
This, oh, come on. This Bronco accelerates, I give it that. I like this dash. This Bronco has a
In
huge
0.1
display
miles, turn
screen
left to
here
4 Points Drive.
I'm sorry, this Bronco has a huge display
Turn left to
screen
4
here on
Points
the dash.
Drive.
And and my navigator likes to talk over me.
In 400 feet, your waypoint 11017 4 Points Drive is on your left.
Some beautiful Texas country right there. I don't think people realize what a variety of terrain, landscape that Texas has. You know, depending on the area in Texas that you are. When you come down west of Austin, you get into Texas Hill Country. And when I first heard about Texas Hill Country, I was thinking that it was going to be rolling hills, but it really is. It's really kind of like its own mountain region here. You know, you get out west, you have the desert areas, central Texas down here around Austin. You've got kind of a mountainy area. Of course, you go all the way down south, you'll have the coast, or the Gulf, I'm sorry. And then if you go into the eastern part of Texas, you know, you have a lot of tall woodlands out there. So, believe it or not, Texas pretty much actually covers every type of landscape, you know, terrain that you can imagine. Texas really kind of has it all here. Just depends on what part of Texas you're in. Good, how are you?
Good. So head to the end of the hill. There's a couple of guys that can direct you and get you all checked in. On your left side, though, there's going to be a photo opportunity for you. Right side, there's a white trailer. That's the facilities if you do need them. Then come see me on your way up, and I can point you over to some ice cream and refreshments.
Thank you.
Enjoy.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
Going?
Good, how are you?
Great. So I see you have nav. So if you can do me a favor, hit dismiss. There's a star to your left in the black for favorites. Over here on your left. Scroll to the very bottom. You'll see Horseshoe Bay.
Go on. Yeah.
As soon as it quits spinning, you can hit start.
Sweet.
And that'll be how you get back to the hotel at the end.
Please proceed to the
What we're gonna have to do
highlighted
is
road.
Drive straight off the end of the ramp. It's gnarly on the sides, so don't go off the sides. Stay out of the water. There's some debris in there that we can't locate. We lost some tires, so we don't want to do that. So stay out of the
You
water.
lost tires.
Well, we didn't lose them, but I mean,
Oh.
put a hole in it. So,
Alright.
yeah, we lost the tire, but we didn't lose it. We lost the air,
I
actually.
get. Yeah. I understand.
Bathrooms are right here if you need them. Now or when you come back up. And then when you depart, if you go to the left in this parking lot up here, we have an ice cream trailer up there, so you can get ice cream.
That definitely sounds good.
And make sure you engage four-wheel drive when you come back up. Just line straight up.
Just get it back over the ledge.
Yeah, and then you can turn it back off.
Okay.
And you're all set. You don't have to check in with us. We'll get you when you go out.
Okay. All right.
About an hour ride back.
All right.
Here.
Thanks, sir.
All right.
2 new Ford Expeditions. And I've always loved the Ford Expedition because I like to do a lot of traveling and I like having all that space back there. I currently own an F-150, and I've thought before that I'd kind of like to have an Expedition again, but that may never happen because honestly, now that I've been kind of spending the day with this Ford Bronco, I think this quite possibly will be my next SUV. Instead of getting another Ford Expedition, I can honestly see myself buying one of these new Ford Broncos. And probably for what I would do is I would probably try to find one of these newer Broncos, you know, certified pre-owned, you know, something that's, you know, a year old or maybe 2 years old. Because that's usually how for me personally, that's usually how I buy my vehicles. I buy Ford certified pre-owned. So, but I could definitely see a Bronco in my future. And not just because Ford's, you know, giving me one to drive around, because I like Ford products and I like SUV products and I'm an off-roader. And the only thing I didn't like about my Expedition is it's a great road trip vehicle. You know, I can climb the back of it and sleep, but I can't, you know, I can't take it on some trails and some places I might want to go. But with this, I can. You know, it's small enough to get in all the places that I'd want to go, big enough to be comfortable and carry everything that I could possibly want to carry on a trip. So, you know, this is definitely a win-win for me. There's only a few things about the Bronco that I don't want to say that I don't like. There's a few things that I wish the Bronco had, and I need to look a little further into it. But there's only one USB port down here in the console, and when I plug my phone into that, it's wanting to, you know, obviously connect to the vehicle, not just charge it. So I have to try to either accept it or, you know, on my screen, or try like exit out of it so it's not connecting, you know, with my vehicle, you know, so the phone's not connecting with the vehicle, because I'm just wanting to charge my phone. The other thing is that there's a tray up here in the front of the console where you can lay your phone there and it's supposed to charge it. Now I have a Samsung A52. It's, you know, one of the newer Samsung phones. When I lay it there, it does not charge my phone. I took the plastic case off my phone thinking maybe that was somehow interfering with it being able to charge, and I laid it there without the case and it still isn't charging. So I will probably ask about that, see what the deal is with that. There is, let me just double check here. Okay, so there's actually a USB port up here at the windshield, so that's good. That's probably what I should be using. When I looked at the round cover up there, I thought it was just going to be like an accessory type plug, but that's actually a USB port up there. So, you know, a nice short cord plugged into your camera, phone, or whatever up on the dash, plugged into that would be perfect. You don't have a bunch of cable going everywhere. It would still be nice to have an additional USB port down here at the bottom, you know, in the console for charging, because I use a tablet a lot. When I travel, I have 2-way radios and I have camera gear that has chargers that plug into USB ports. So just having another USB port down here in the console to charge things would be great. I have some water bottles and I want to put them in the back seat and put them in the cup holders, and I couldn't find any. There isn't any cup holder on the back of the console, on the back of the center console, and I was trying to pull the seat down to see if maybe there was a cup holder back there somewhere, but I need to look into that to see if there's cup holders for the back seat. I would think that there would be. At the moment, I just can't seem to locate them. I'd also like to lay the seat down, try to see what kind of space is in the back for cargo, carrying camping gear, or if I just want to climb in the back in a sleeping bag, because I do that. I'll take cross-country trips in my vehicles. I've done this in my Expeditions where I just lay the seats down so I get a flat surface back there, throw a sleeping bag back there, and, you know, I have a nice, dry, safe, secure area to sleep at night. On this trip today driving the new Bronco.
8.5 miles at the end of the road, turn left.
I spoke to somebody else driving one of the new Broncos today in this event, and asked them about the whistling sound up there, and they are not experiencing that. And another guy said that
8.2 miles
sometimes
at the end of the road, turn
the
left
tops
to
aren't
Anderson
pushed
Mill
all the way
Road.
forward when you lock them down. That, and he was referring to Jeep Wranglers, and I don't want to compare this to the Wrangler, but he's saying that with these tops like that, sometimes if they're not pushed all
Turn
the way
left
forward
to
or latched
Anderson
down,
Mill
that you can
Road.
get a little gap in there that can make noise. So at this point, I'm suspecting that the reason that I'm hearing noise coming from this Bronco is simply the roof has been, the top up here has been taken off and wasn't properly tightened, or wasn't properly reinstalled, so it's got a little gap up there
Proceed
somewhere.
1.6 miles on N.
You know, it's kind of funny. I came into this event interested in the Ford Bronco. I own a F-150. I actually own a 2016 F-150 Lariat. You know, it's nice. It's a really nice truck. You know, it has pretty much all the bells and whistles that Ford offers. You know, I've off-roaded Ford Rangers for years. I've had Bronco 2. And I've had my Expeditions, which I've said before that I love. I've contemplated getting a Bronco 2 and fixing one up kind of into the ultimate Bronco. And riding around in this new Bronco, it makes me start wondering, okay, if I bought a Bronco and did try to do all this work to it, you know, and build up this vehicle, am I going to end up just investing the same amount of money that I would have just spent if I would have bought one of these Broncos, one of these new Broncos?
In 0.5 miles, turn left.
And the nice thing about the new Bronco is that you can buy a base model Bronco and you can get the Sasquatch package. So basically you can get the off-road package, like the best off-road package on a base model Bronco. It's not like with the Jeep Wranglers where you have to like upgrade up
In
to like the
0.2
Rubicon or
miles, turn
something.
left to West Whitestone Boulevard.
They have different packages, but you know, they have the base package really for the person that wants to do their own thing. They want to do their own tires, wheels, lift, and stuff like that. So, you know, they want the basic key elements, you know, the locking differentials and all this stuff, and then build on it.
Turn left to West Whitestone Boulevard. Continue on West Whitestone Boulevard.
But I would take this right now, this Bronco with its 35-inch tires. I don't see any decrease in performance. You know, I've driven a Ranger that basically has the same engine. You know, the new Ranger basically has the same engine, 2.7. You know, the turbocharged engine. This with these 35s, this thing rides great. It's got a lot of power to it. I really, with the exception of adding some accessories, you know, bumper, winch, and some items like that, I don't know that I would change much in this. If I changed anything else about this Bronco significantly, would be that I might just put more of a mud train on it than an all-terrain, and that's just personal preference from my years of off-roading. You know, I know the places that I like to go, and I know what kind of tire I like to have to get me through the messes that I can get myself into. So other than that, you know, and right off the lot, this is a fantastic vehicle just the way it is.
tired. You look tired. Go ahead and go under the portico over there. You can grab your personal items, and then they'll have your keys and the itinerary for the rest of the day in the lobby on the left.
Okay.
Okay?
Well, what a great 2 days this was driving the new Ford Bronco. As I mentioned, the whistling sound seemed to be isolated to the vehicle I was driving and could have likely been corrected by removing and reinstalling the right front removable roof panel. I don't have any idea why the charging tray and the console wouldn't charge my Samsung A52 phone. I'm sure we'll learn more about that in time. I really enjoyed the way the Badlands edition rode and drove, especially considering it has 35-inch tires. It definitely felt more comfortable than the Wranglers that I've ridden in. As I mentioned, the only thing I'd probably want is another USB charging port in the console and some cup holders behind the console for the rear seat passengers, or just to reach back and stick a bottle or can to make room in the front. I also had a chance to see how the doors, roof panels, and fender flares come off. Yes, the fender flares come off. As well as the opportunity to drive it off-road at the Bronco Off-Rodeo. I'll discuss more in the off-road video I'm putting together, and I'll also put a link to that video down in the description below. I also have a video of riding in the new Bronco with Vaughn Gittin Jr. Behind the wheel. That was an interesting experience, and you'll definitely want to see that as well. I like the Bronco so much that I went out and bought one. No waiting. In stock. Sorry that this wasn't a fancy video production. I'm an enthusiast. This was an initial impression as an enthusiast. Maybe we should just roll some of that Ford B-roll.